starts to speak, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So who is this person? The president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, TM Chinese Amwanfo. We can unmute our microphones and give a round of applause.
As you do.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I hope we're all doing well and keeping safe. My name is Chinese Amanfo Abubakar. TM Abubakar, thank you so much for that warm welcome and very, very amazing introduction. Like Abubakar said, my name is Chinese Amanfo. I'm the president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. And for the benefit of our guests, we have two clubs here, Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, we're sister clubs. We hold this meeting every Saturday by 11 a.m. Okay, some of you might be wondering, so what is Toastmasters? Why are we here? Sometime in 2015, I was in a very bad place. I had a lot of things going on at work, emotionally, and I needed to find myself. I needed to rediscover myself. I'm a PR consultant, and part of the things I do is that I conduct media trainings for people. So I go to my CEO when he wants to have a media interview. I tell him, oh, you're not looking right. You need to look up straight. No, you're not projecting well with your voice, etc. And then I realized that I had nobody doing that for me. And I don't think I really liked the way I sounded. So I said, okay, this period, what I call my trying period. So what do I do? So I had a friend who was always talking about Toastmasters. So I said, okay, let's give it a try. Then we used to meet at Cisco in VI. So I attended the meeting, and when guests were called to introduce themselves, I introduced myself. And then how did you know about us? Okay, from my friend. So I attended one meeting. By the second meeting, I signed up. So you were wondering, why did I sign up? I signed up because I found a safe place. I found a place I could come out and make a speech in front of people without people judging me. I found where I could come out and make a speech and people give me constructive criticism. They correct you with love. And then you come back at your next speech and you apply all the things that, based on the evaluation you got the last time. How cool can that be? Where else can you get that kind of thing, if not Toastmasters? I'm not bragging about Toastmasters, but there's something here that when you come here, you know that you've come home. You discover yourself. You discover your abilities. There are so many people that I've seen come to Toastmasters, and by the time they spend 2-3 months, I'm amazed. I stand back and I'm like, wow, what has just happened? This is where you get that. You get your leadership skills. You get your public speaking skills. And I keep telling people, I got one of the jobs I got it from an elevator. I rode on the same elevator with the CEO, and I didn't realize it was the CEO of the company. By the time we got to the 11th floor and we came down, I didn't know that the deal had been sealed. There's so many opportunities. I am proud, and I'm happy that I took that decision in 2015, April precisely, 5 years ago. I'm glad I took that decision and I joined. I have never regretted that decision. And I know, and I'm sure, that once you give it a try, you'll be hooked. Trust me. And then you can come back and thank me later for this pep talk which I'm giving you this morning. Okay, we'll go straight to the meeting. I'm going to introduce someone who I hold very dearly. She is going to take control of this meeting. She's going to run the process of this meeting. If you like parties, or like we call it in local parlance, Owambers, that she's what you will call the master of ceremony. She knows I admire her a lot. She is a very strong woman. Trust me when I say that. She is intelligent. She is delectable. I don't know if I continue talking about her, I'm sure Otumba Pradeep might he might maybe they will turn off my mic. So I'm talking about our area director. This woman or this lady has been a pillar of support to me personally and to the club. Who am I talking about? I'm sure everybody knows by now. And I would like us to start clapping for her before she comes in. Okay? So I'm talking about our dear area director, TM Ifani Omoke. Please give her a resounding round of applause. Please unmute your mic and clap for her. She won't come on, she won't speak if you don't do that. Okay, thank you very much. Over to you, TM Ifani.
Okay. Thank you so much, Master Chineze, for that interesting and warm welcome. I'm really flattered because you're also someone I really respect. And yes, Master Chineze is actually my colleague. We work together in the same company. Okay, so good morning, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Toastmaster Ifeanyi Omoike, as I was officially introduced. Today, I'm going to be the Toastmaster of the day, and I'm also going to be the general evaluator. A Toastmaster, like Mr. Chineze said, is like an MC, the person that directs the meeting. And a general evaluator is the person that evaluates practically everything that goes on in the meeting. And so for the benefit of our guests, I felt the need to reiterate what these two roles mean. And normally in a physical meeting, we actually have these roles split. So you have the Toastmaster and then you have the general evaluator. But for the purpose of making our online meetings short, we actually decided to combine the roles. So we have the Toastmaster and general evaluator as one person. Now I'll quickly move on to, before I move on, when Master Chineze was telling her story, I remembered my own story, okay? And this is a story I've probably given many times, and it's a story I'm sure that you're all tired of hearing, but I'm going to say it again. When I first started coming to Toastmasters, I was so shy. I am so shy. I was very, very shy. And what I used to do when I would come for the meeting is, during the networking session, I would go and hide. I would go and hide in the toilet. I would hide in the toilet for a while. For those 5 minutes, so that I would not have to interact with anybody. I was that bad. And then I had this the person that actually invited me to Master Murakion. One day he noticed that I used to do this. So he stood in front of the toilet and did allow me to go in during one of the networking sessions. And from that day, I talked to somebody and I did not die. And after that day, I mean, look at me now, I'm talkative. So joining Toastmasters for me has been a life-changing experience, and I don't have any regrets. Like Mr. Chineze said, it's something I will do over and over again, and I'm truly grateful that I did it. And now moving on to our meeting, as I explained earlier on, I'm the general evaluator, but I will not be doing my role alone. I'll be playing it with an efficient team. Now my team consists of the timekeeper and the hour counter, and I'll explain the other roles also. The timekeeper and hour counter is Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. He joined Toastmasters in 2017. He's an IT consultant who loves traveling, adventure, and extreme sports. Toastmaster Rotimi, you're going to explain to us which extreme sport you actually love. He's also the current Vice President Education of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Rotimi, can you explain your role further to us? Is he there?
Good. Hello.
Okay, hello, Toastmaster Rotimi. Another thing is Toastmaster Rotimi is actually we're classmates in school, and then I found him again in Toastmasters. So beautiful thing, Toastmasters actually helps you to meet people that you haven't seen in a long time. Fantastic. So Toastmaster Rotimi, over to you.
Okay, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Today I'm going to be your timekeeper and your hour counter. And as a timekeeper, my role is to ensure that you deliver your speeches or you speak within the time that has been allotted to you. So how do you know the time allotted to you? We have two segments. We have the table topic segment. That will last for 2 minutes. Once it is 1 minute, I am going to flash this green card. Right? That means you are still on time. Once it is 1 minute 30 seconds, I would flash the yellow card like this. Then once it is 2 minutes on the dot, I'm going to flash the red card like this. So after that, you have 30 seconds to round up. Now, the second segment, you're going to have prepared speeches, 5 to 7 minutes. Once it is 5 minutes, I would flash the green card. 6 minutes, I will flash the yellow card. 7 minutes, I would flash the red card. And you have 30 seconds to round up your speech. I will also be playing the role of the R counter. As the R counter, the role is to ensure that we eliminate pause fillers. When you're giving speeches, there are times that when you're giving your speech, you won't say, basically, those words are words we call pause fillers. So what we're trying to do here is to train you to reduce how you use pause fillers. Instead of using pause fillers, just pause, then continue talking. Don't fill in those gaps with and. So at the end of the meeting, I'll give you a report on those that use the pause fillers the most. Over to you, Toastmaster Ifeanyi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rotimi. Okay, so now on to our grammarian and listening evaluator for today, Toastmaster Adedoyin Jayesimi. She joined Toastmasters in May 2020. Can you imagine? And she's already playing a role. Fantastic. And she's a communications consultant who loves reading and learning new things. I wonder what new things she's learned recently. Toastmaster Adedoyin, please can you explain your role further to us?
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Adedoyin Jayesimi, and for this meeting, I'll be playing the roles of grammarian and listening evaluator. As a grammarian, I'll be listening out for the wrong and right use of grammar. And then I would also be listening for the frequency of the use of the word of the day. Our word of the day for this meeting is growth. And growth means the process of increasing in size and progressive development. As a listening evaluator, my role will be to determine how well we are listening and paying attention to the deliberations of today. So you can expect some interesting questions from me at the end. When the meeting is over, when all the speeches have been done, I will present my reports to the House. So that's basically what I'm doing today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adedoyin. Now, we're moving to a very interesting section, which is called the table topic section. But before we go into the table topic session, I'm going to just explain for the benefit of our guests how a basic Toastmasters meeting runs. Now, in every Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 segments. The first segment is the table topic session. In that segment, you have people come to explain, talk impromptu, but table topic master will explain it further. Then you have the prepared speeches, where this is not impromptu. You actually have people that have actually practiced their speeches and come to give it. Then we have the evaluation segment. As we always say in Toastmasters, evaluation is the breakfast of champions, which is basically feedback is the breakfast of champions. And then we have the evaluation segment, where we have people that come to evaluate what the speakers have said. So basically they evaluate the speeches, not necessarily the speakers. Now we're moving on to our table topics session. And our table topics master is a dear friend of mine. She is the immediate past president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. She's a business lawyer. She also joined Toastmasters in 2014, and she has held several roles in the club, and she's also won numerous awards. She loves to explore, but a sport I know that she loves, really, really loves, is playing tennis. And yes, she's a tennis freak. And now I would like to introduce to us Toastmaster Adejoke Adeshino. Toastmaster Joke, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so over to you, table topics master.
Hello, Toastmaster Ifeanyi, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Toastmasters. Good morning, guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, great. Okay, so this is the table topic segment, and this is a time when we get to test or to exercise our impromptu speaking skills. Usually at a physical meeting, we can switch things up and make it interesting, and I'm going to try to do that at today's meeting. So we are online. So yes, table topic should still be fun. So I don't want to take too much of our time. I can see that the agenda for today is loaded. So this is what I'm going to do here. For the first speech, I'm going to have to call a volunteer, but I don't want anybody who is an old member to volunteer. If we have any new members here, if you were at the last meeting or previous meetings and you're yet to become a member, or if you're a new member, I would like to have a volunteer. Please indicate in the chat. Okay. All right. I can see some nominations already. So I'll just delve right in and call the first person on my list. Do I have, or do we have Toastmaster Elizabeth Alabi here? Toastmaster Elizabeth Alabi, are you here? Are you here? Hello? Is she at this meeting?
Yes, I am.
Oh, great, fantastic. Please let's give her a round of applause. Toastmaster Elizabeth. All right. So do you want us to see your beautiful face? Can you
Okay, just hold on.
okay. Sure.
Okay.
So while that is
Can you
going
see
on,
me?
Toastmaster, not yet. Not yet.
Thank
Is she
you,
there?
network. Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, I think we'll just proceed without seeing your face at this time. Maybe if the network improves, we'll get that privilege.
Okay.
Okay. So here is what I'm going to do. Toastmaster Elizabeth, I have here with me a number of questions from question 1 to question 9. So if you would mind or wouldn't mind, I would like you to pick between numbers 1 and 9.
Okay, number 5.
Okay, number 5. Okay, that's a fun topic for me. So we all know that right now COVID is ravaging the world, and especially the travel industry. We can't travel. We're all home. We're all making making the best of the time that we have and trying to bond with families and do all that. There's some of us that are adventurous. We like to travel. We like to explore the world, right? I don't know if you're
Yes,
that kind of person.
I actually
Okay.
like traveling.
Oh, great, fantastic. So tell us what your ideal holiday would be right after COVID is over. Where would you like
When,
to go? What would you like to do? Yes.
okay, I would like to go to Jesha waterfall, because there's one thing I've noticed, that when people go for adventure in Nigeria, most especially, they don't like going exploring their immediate environment. And I've just noticed that in Nigeria we actually have a lot of fun places, a lot of beautiful scenery in Nigeria. But people, I don't know, I think we have this mentality that is until we travel out of the country, that's when we can
Mhm.
have fun. So for now, my ideal place to go is Jesha waterfall. I just want to enjoy myself in Nigeria for now. I don't want to go out.
Okay. Can we give a round of applause to Toastmaster Elizabeth? So Toastmaster Elizabeth is obviously a very
Oh, nice.
yes. She's obviously a patriotic Nigerian. Really, Nigeria has a lot of very great sports that we are not even exploring just yet. And here is what I find, especially for a lot of us that live in Lagos. We don't go outside of Lagos and we think really this is where it all starts and ends. But we need to explore some more, go to the northern part of the country, go to the eastern part of the country, and see the beauty of nature, the wonder of nature, and all that this beautiful country has to offer us. So that we can actually, create a good narrative when we go out there and we engage with our colleagues and friends from outside the country. It's a beautiful place, really. So, Toastmaster Elizabeth, well done, and thanks for your courage for attempting the table topic.
Thank you.
So, our second speaker will be Toastmaster Folashade Babatunde. Do we have Toastmaster Folashade Babatunde? I'm sure this is a shocker for her. She's probably wondering how, but I won't let the cat out of the bag. So do we have Toastmaster Folashade Baba today?
Good morning.
Good morning, Toastmaster Folashade. You're wondering how, right? Okay. Is it your first time here?
Yes,
Are you attending for the? Oh, wow. So I'm sorry that I'm putting you on the spot. But you see, the essence of table topics is to get us talking. So, you come, you join the meeting, but you need to exercise your speaking muscles and get used to speaking on screen. I'm also still trying to get used to it myself because I'm used to speaking, to a physical audience. So this is new, but yes, it's getting better. So yes, thank you for your courage for not, bailing out. Now, I would like you to pick from numbers 1 and 9. 5 is already taken, and justice has been done to that. So number 1 to 9. Number 7. Number 7.
Yes.
Okay, number 7. All right. Okay. This is quite an interesting one. You look like a very calm person, but I must say this question would maybe prove me wrong or right. I don't know. So tell us about the last time you lost your temper.
Oh.
Yes. The truth or something made up, it's up to you. The last time you lost your temper, tell us about it. In 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes?
Yes.
My temper. Wow.
Okay, just say something. Say something. There is no right or wrong answer. So just delve right in. You can get creative. That's also okay.
So I just think I think the last time was day before yesterday. Also, yes. And it was about the issue of the recent rape issue happening in the country, and reading some comments. I was in my house and I was discussing with my husband, and I was just as I lost my temper. Of course, the people I was angry with were not there, but the way I was reacting to the whole issue of people giving wrong what I thought was wrong, or maybe was insensitive, lacking empathy, the comments I was reading. And so I was just reacting in my own house, and my voice was going high, and my husband was like, calm down, calm. The people that you're angry with are not even here. And so I think that was the last time, I think, yes.
Okay. So can we give a round of applause to Toastmaster for Folashade Baba today? Okay. So I'm going to do this. Thank you very much. So I'm going to do this right now. I would really like for all of our speakers to attempt or endeavor to use up to 2 minutes. So here's the thing. You can actually go on to talk about, describing, I don't want to evaluate, but try to make it up to 2 minutes. The evaluator will tell you how you can go about that while they're evaluating the table topic session. But you're allowed to get creative. You can describe or you can create a story. You can, just do you, but try to use up to 2 minutes. All right. Thank you very much.
I'm just learning. So
yes, definitely.
Yes.
But you will get an evaluation. And thank you once again for your courage.
All right.
So the next speaker will be another guest. I'm sure by now you're all wondering and praying that I don't call on you, but sorry, I'm putting you on the spot and I have the liberty to do that. Can we have Toastmaster Mazi Ebubedike? Toastmaster Mazi Ebubedike. Mazi Ebubedike. Is it still here? Please don't chicken out. Don't run away. Good morning. Good morning, Mazi Ebubedike. It's good to have you here, and thank you for your courage for attempting this. So, I have again question 1 to 9, and 5 is gone and 7 is gone as well. So, can you please pick a question? We have a static. Is that sorted? Okay, all right. So, did you hear me? Number 2. Okay. Okay, so my question for number 2 is this. Yes, again, surrounding the current situation that we currently find ourselves in, it keeps recurring because yes, it's affecting every aspect of our lives right now. So this is my question for you. When you go online, sometimes you talk to people, they tell you, I have canceled my goals for 2020. I just want to stay alive, and all whatnot. So I want to ask you, have you canceled your goals for 2020 or not? Tell us about it. If you have, tell us why. If you haven't, tell us why.
Really big. Good morning, everyone. I think I have cancelled my goals for 2020. I think I have because the COVID-19 pandemic has really taken over. It has really shocked our lives down, our social lives and our economic lives. So basically what I am trying to do is just to live by the day and make sure I'm alive to the end of this year. And hopefully we could, or I can re-strategize next year and live to fulfill my goals for next year.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, can I probe a bit further? I would like to ask you why you did not cancel.
I said I canceled.
Sorry, why you canceled? Why did you feel that you couldn't have pushed? Yes, you want to stay alive. I know.
The goals majorly were centered around some economic activities, and due to the fact that it has been halted for 2 months or 3, I have basically been working from home. So there has been a shortfall in resources. So definitely I have looked at it long term and I know for sure that it's not going to be possible.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Massive. That was, I mean, well delivered and brave at the same time. Yes, we know that we all want to stay alive, and it's important to stay alive. After all, if you don't stay alive, then really a dead man cannot have goals. So that's the most important thing you have to do. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him for a very insightful answer.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I'd just like to chip in that in case you're feeling like, yes, you should. I mean, a lot of us have canceled our goals. I did too. But at some point, I thought that really I want to fight back and have a pushback of sorts. Again, because I got this newsletter that was quite encouraging. And I felt, okay, rather than canceling my goals, can I have a different perspective and see how my goals can still be met? So that I mean, it still gives me a sense of a sort of purpose to things. But if you want to cancel your goals in order to stay sane and alive and however it is that you feel, then fine. It's all well and good. Well done, everybody, so far. We are going to take one more volunteer, and that will probably be the last speaker for today. So, can we have Toastmaster Joshua Oladile? Hello.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Toastmaster Joshua.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, so you're welcome to the table topic segment for today's meeting.
Oh, wow.
All right. So would you like to pick a number, or do you want me to pick a number for you?
Okay, I'll pick
Okay.
2. I'll pick 2.
No, 2 is gone. 2 is gone, 5 is gone, 7 is gone. So you have
I'll
number 1 number. Have you picked 1?
Yes, I'll pick 1.
Okay. So this number 1 question says, tell us about that one time when you were tongue-tied and couldn't find the right word. Tell us about that one time when you were tongue-tied and couldn't find the right words.
Okay. All right. Okay. Tongue-tied.
Right, like right now. You can describe how you're feeling right now, and that will be fine.
Okay. Right now, I think I can use that, right?
It's up to you.
because because I can't really remember when it happened. But of course, um, um, at times I have this um speech impediment. So sometimes, it's a bit difficult to actually pronounce some words. But apart from that, maybe I could not know the exact word to use. I can't really remember. So, but yeah, like right now. So I'll go right now.
You go as in you're done.
I'll go right now. No, like I'll go
okay.
right now. Like right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this tells me that there may have been several, I think, no, I shouldn't say may, definitely have been several situations in your life when you were tongue-tied.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I right? Yes. I mean,
Yes, sure,
yeah,
yes.
really.
Yes, you're right.
Yes. I can share my experience, but I don't have the time. It was highly embarrassing. But
Oh,
I don't think that can ever happen to me again, thanks to Toastmasters.
Please share the time. Share with us, please.
Okay, so we have a bit of time. So it was this occasion when I was still quite young at the time. I was in secondary school, and then I had taken a lot of time to prepare to make a presentation. It was going to be done on the school assembly, and it was my first time. And guess what? My parents were in attendance. My father was cheering me on. It was actually a song that he taught me, and I was meant to present. And then I got on stage, and I froze, and I couldn't say a word. And I was just standing there until eventually the teacher came and eased me off the stage. But here's the thing: before I left the stage, I don't know. I think I wanted a friendly face or something, and then I glanced in my father's direction, and I saw him shake his head like, "Oh my God, what? That was a flop." So it wasn't the encouragement that I wanted. Like I'm daddy's girl, still am. So it was very, very, I mean, it was a disappointing experience for me, but it was one of the things that galvanized me into action and made me realize that no, I don't ever want this to happen again. So I kept on pushing myself, and at every opportunity that I got, I would want to be the person who gets on stage in order not to, to build my muscle and just to get better at it. So yeah, that was the first time, and it stuck with me since then. So thank you all for participating at Table Topics.
All right, thank
Unfortunately,
you
we
very
don't
much.
have all right, we don't have more time and we have to run right now. I would have loved to invite it. I mean, we have a lot of guests here. So I would have loved to invite more people, but I'm sure you will get your time at the next meeting. So over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ifeanyi Omoike. Toastmaster Ifeanyi, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right. So thank you all for having me.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Adejoke. Okay, yes, please let's vote for our preferred table topic speaker. We actually have that on the screen right now. Okay, have we all voted before I call the next person that is actually going to evaluate the table topic session? When Mr. Joker was talking, I was trying to remember also if I'd actually had a point in time when I've been tongue-tied. I'm very sure there have been times actually. But Mr. Joshua, you're not alone. Definitely, we all have had times in our lives that we have been tongue-tied and we actually froze and we could not say anything. And in Toastmasters, you experience growth. You are able to grow, and you get to a point where you are not shy anymore. You can actually talk to anyone. And like Mr. Chineze said, you can even be in an elevator and get a job on the spot because you were able to talk. And that's the beautiful thing about table topic sessions. It teaches you how to speak on your feet, and of course, you grow in every aspect of your life. And please let us all remember, all role players, to use the word for the word of the day, which is growth. We can also say grow. So I'm doing a grammarian. Can we say grow? Where's our grammarian?
I'm here.
We can either use growth or grow, right? Just trying to
Yes.
confirm that. Okay, thank you very much. Fantastic. Now I'm going to, have you all voted? We don't want our votes to influence our table topics evaluator. Have we all voted? Okay, I'm assuming that we have all voted. And now I'm going to actually invite our table topics evaluator. He is a past president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, joined Toastmasters in 2013. He is a digital media entrepreneur and an investor who loves reading and traveling. He's also someone who I really respect, and I have known him for a number of years. And in Toastmasters, apart from even the growth that you experience in your public speaking and in your professional life, you also experience growth in relationships. And he's somebody who I deeply respect. And I knew him before he got married, and now he's a father of 2 kids. Wow. So, so he has grown also in number in his family. Okay, Toastmaster Ikenna, please can you evaluate the contest? Oh wow, our winner, the winner of the table topic. Okay, no, we're not going to announce that now. I will announce that later. Okay, Toastmaster Ikenna, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ifeanyi, for that introduction. Can we please put on our mics and put our hands together for all the speakers? I think I really appreciate you to do that. Thank you. I believe they deserve our applause. The four of the speakers, I think they are all guests, though the topics master kept referring them as Toastmaster, I think they are all guests. And they volunteered. They were called upon, but of which they had the option of deciding not to come forward, but they took the move back on and stepped forward. That in itself is a win, as far as I'm concerned. So as the total topic to coverage, I will give my opinion on how the speakers have fared thus far, what I think they did well, and what I think they could have done better. Generally, I think I have more of a general evaluation of the speakers in the first minutes. First and foremost, would have been helpful if we had the visual of the speakers that would have helped them the message more appropriately, and also making them actually feel that someone is. Hello, yep.
There is. Can you check your connection properly? Maybe your microphone.
Or the fan.
Interference.
Is it better now?
Yes, much better.
Oh, okay. I think the earpiece wasn't clear enough. Okay, so as I said, my evaluation is more of a general one for the four speakers, since I noticed patterns of what they did well and what they could have done better. And my evaluation would have been a lot easier if I had seen them visually. And I also believe their speeches would have also communicated more effectively if they had to speak with the visual on. So that's one thing we should try to work on next time we are trying to do this. Let's ensure that the visual is out there so that people can actually see and connect with you as you speak. For the first speaker, Elizabeth, your ideal holiday after COVID-19. I like the fact that you accepted to speak and you went ahead to respond to the question as quickly as possible. You were clear and audible. Your choice of topic was very relatable to the audience. You talking about somewhere in Nigeria where you would like to vacation to. You also spoke confidently. One thing I thought you could have done better, which also applies to the speakers, is whenever you're called upon to speak, it's helpful to introduce yourself, even if the person who called you have mentioned your name, of which she just told us, Elizabeth, we don't even know your surname. Would have been helpful if you have introduced yourself before you went on to speak. And also, you went on to the question right ahead. Your first sentence was, I'd like to go to Eri Ijesha, which could be helpful in some cases, but you notice that also applied to the other speakers. Weren't able to speak for the allotted time you had. You had to speak within 1 minute and 2 minutes. But because you dived right into the answer, it became difficult for you to have more things to say. So next time, try to build on your speech. When you have such opportunity to speak, when you're asked a question, even if it's a direct response of this or that, it helps to try to build on what you are trying to speak on. And then also, I've also already mentioned on the visual, and also it's helpful to greet the audience as well when you have opportunity to speak like this. Then for the next speaker, Fola Shade, the last time you lost your temper, and you gave yourself time to speak, which is also something that is helpful. Instead of just jumping in to give a response, the first thing that comes to your mind, it helps to take a deep breath, calm down, and actually think for a moment before you start speaking. It's also helpful to think out loud. That's also another good way to communicate as you speak. Because if you just want to think and then filter out everything you think and just say what you think you need to say, you end up not having so much to say. The idea is to speak between 1 and 2 minutes. So next time, try to build on what you're asked, the topic you're asked on. For instance, you're asked, when was the last time you lost your temper? You can begin with saying something like, well, I don't lose my temper quite often, and there are not many things that really annoys me to getting upset. But there's this particular thing that occurs that each time it happens, I find myself getting upset. And that gives you time to build on what you're trying to talk about and then be able to communicate more effectively with the audience. And then the third speaker, Mazi Ebubedike, your question was, have you canceled your goal for 2020? And yes, you gave also another personal experience-based response. You started by telling us that you think you have canceled your goal for the year, which is a good way to start. In fact, you could actually build from that and end up telling us that you haven't canceled your goal because you told us you think, but that means you are thinking about what you're trying to say and you're trying to think out loud, which is a good thing, is a plus on your side. But I felt you could have built on that going forward. And with the recommendation I gave to the other speakers also applied, but also giving yourself time to think out loud rather than just diving straight to giving a positive or negative response. But good job, by the way. And then the last, but not the least speaker, Toastmaster, or rather Joshua Oladele. I believe you're not a Toastmaster. The last time you were tongue-tied, and it was clear to see the last time you were tongue-tied, which was just as we are listening to you. Toastmaster Joke helps out there by mentioning it, oh, right now you're already tongue-tied. So you could have just built on that. You see, each person you see speaking here in Toastmasters, we all started from a very terrible place. Myself included, I've been in Toastmasters for since 2013, but it has been a roller coaster journey. Also had my fair share of being tongue-tied, speaking before an audience, but Toastmaster just gives you that platform, that privilege to grow. You're talking about growth. And as a child, you can grow. A child can't grow without stumbling, without trying to sit, to crawl, to stand, and then to walk. So you just have to throw yourself in there, make all the mistakes. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? The most that would happen is that you end up becoming a better version of yourself. So overall, I think the speakers, first and foremost, for the fact that you accepted to take up the challenge to speak, it's a win. Because I've been in a Toastmaster meeting, a physical meeting where someone was called upon to speak and he said he wasn't going out there. We tried to encourage him, we clapped for him, we cheered, we almost brought down the roof. And he said there is no way he's going to step out there. And he never did. He didn't take that chance of coming forward and daring his fears. And that was the last time I saw him. So the fact that you're taking this step, I would like to encourage you to take further steps, make all the mistakes. We all make mistakes, even up to this present moment when we speak, we also make certain mistakes. That's what it's all about. You just keep improving, you keep growing, we keep learning, and we keep getting better. So all in all, well done to all the speakers. And thank you, Madam Topics Master, for handling the topic, the table topic segment quite effectively, and making it interesting with interesting topics, and also making it easy for the speakers to feel at home. On that note, I want to say thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ikenna, for that positive and helpful evaluation. Ralph Waldo Emerson, an American philosopher and poet, actually said this, and what he said reminded me of what Ikenna was saying. What Ikenna was saying rather reminded me of what he said. All great speakers were bad speakers at first. Okay, so in Toastmasters, we all learn how to speak. We learn how to lead, and there is no perfect person. You experience growth, you learn, you make mistakes, and you learn how to grow. So I'm sure that every single person who talked today at the table topic session was actually encouraged, and definitely you will volunteer for table topics even next time. So thank you. Now, what we're actually doing today is we're talking about, yes, thank you, Toastmaster Ikenna. What we're actually doing today is we're going to have a prepared speech, and we're going to actually have a prepared speech based on the Toastmasters manual. But before we go there, we're going to have a particular member come to talk to us about his Toastmasters experience. We're actually going to have two members, but I'm going to introduce the first person. Toastmaster Salif Mohammed is going to be talking to us about his own Toastmasters experience. Toastmaster Salif is an engineer. He joined Toastmasters in 2014. He's the current Vice President Education of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. He loves playing football, and he has a passion to influence people positively. Toastmaster Salif, welcome to the stage to give your speech, your featured speech saying, I am a Toastmaster. Toastmaster Salif, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, so Toastmaster Salif, over to you. A round of applause for Toastmaster Salif. Let's encourage him. Okay, Toastmaster Salif, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ifani. As I opened the envelope that morning in May 2005 and read the invitation to the aptitude test, I knew my career was about to take a new turn. When I applied for the opening a month earlier, I was sure I would be shortlisted for the interview. I had anticipated this because I had all the requisite skills for the opening. So I figured I was the right fit. The Toastmaster, my fellow career builders, I passed the aptitude test. Got invited for 3 consecutive technical examinations at different dates and aced them all. The 5th and final invite was for an oral interview. As I attempted to respond to questions during the interview, my heart doubled its pace and skipped beats. My mind went blank. This was stage fright, no doubt. I practically got tongue-tied. Every experience, every thought that I had to showcase for this job took wings. To cut a long story short, I failed the interview woefully. With that failure, my dream and aspirations of changing my career trajectory came crashing before my eyes like a pack of cards. I had built myself technically, but had not built my public speaking skills. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever been involved in a situation where the success depends on you saying what you already know, but somehow you couldn't get around to saying it? That was my predicament. It took me a while to get over the failure, but not without my resolve to hone my public speaking skills. So I started reading books on public speaking. I started attending seminars with a conscious effort to build my speaking skills. Still, I yearned and searched for a platform where I could learn, build, and practice speaking in public. It wasn't until several years after, in the last quarter of 2014, that I got introduced to Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. After that, I made a conscious effort to be a better speaker. It was Jane Goodall that said, if you really want something and you really work hard and take advantage of opportunities, you will find a way. By discovering Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, I definitely found a way, a platform to build my public speaking skills. I joined immediately and took every Toastmasters activity seriously, from playing table topics to presenting, from playing table topics, volunteering in table topics, to presenting prepared speeches. I took everything seriously. My approach was business-like. Today, 5 years after I joined Toastmasters Club, the transformation has been phenomenal. I have experienced the flip side of public speaking. What do I mean by flip side? I'm talking about measurable indices that proves that I have transitioned from that ghastly failure during the interview to a speaker who can stand on his feet and say his say clearly. Permit me to expatiate further on what I mean by the measurable indices. Previously, when I stand in front of an audience, I get so self-conscious and tongue-tied that I tend to forget everything I had intended to say. Today, by virtue of my training with Toastmasters, when I stand in front of an audience, I get so inspired that every thought that I need, every idea that I need to put my say across comes drifting, and all I need to do is just lay my hands on them, because I am a Toastmaster. Previously, I used to be stupefied with audience fear. Today, because I am a Toastmaster, when I stand in front of an audience, my audience motivate me and supply the energy. Most importantly, in this new normal, in the art of mastering communicating effectively through virtual audience, as you can see right now, and overcoming what the radio presenters call microphone fear, because I am a Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, having realized this information and this transformation, I am confident that I will be charting a bigger course and breaking new frontiers in the coming years with God on my side. I'm going to change the narrative and impact my world. I'm going to fulfill my passion to influence people positively, to be better in themselves and their environment. I'm going to experience a personal pride of accomplishment in my future endeavors. Am I so sure? Ladies and gentlemen, I am a Toastmaster. The Toastmaster.
That was great.
I am a Toastmaster. I was trying to repeat it. I don't think I can actually get it the way he said it so seriously. I am a Toastmaster. Yes, I am a Toastmaster. Yeah, and I've known Toastmaster Salif also for a while, for years actually. And I've also seen him grow in Toastmasters. Well done, Toastmaster Salif. Now, moving on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Pradeep. Are you there?
Yes, madam, I'm with you.
Okay, Toastmaster Pradeep. Toastmaster Pradeep is going to be giving a speech titled All About Toastmasters. Toastmaster Pradeep is the current president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, and he's fondly called by friends as Otumba. I'm sure you can see what he's wearing, what he's wearing today. He's a full Nigerian. He has been in Nigeria for 29 years, guys, 29. He's a Nigerian. He even speaks Pidgin English better than I do. I doff my hat when it comes to speaking English with him. He's an insurance professional. He's actually been with Toastmasters for the past 3 years. He actually loves to mentor entrepreneurs. And I can attest to this also because he should win the gold medal for all the people that he has brought into Toastmasters. Well done, Toastmaster Pradeep. Toastmaster Pradeep is going to be giving a featured speech today titled All About Toastmasters. All About Toastmasters, Toastmaster Pradeep, over to you.
Thank you, Team Ifeanyi. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, all about Toastmasters. Some of the previous speakers, they were sharing their experience about how they joined Toastmasters, what the Toastmaster journey means to them. Let me also share my story. I learned about Toastmasters from the books of, while reading the books of Brian Tracy, John Maxwell, etc. So I had Googled Toastmasters and I knew quite a bit about Toastmasters, but I hadn't been to a Toastmasters meeting. So one day I was in my car with my nephew, who's like 20, 21 years old, and we were discussing self-development and all those things he was talking to me as an uncle. So I told him, why don't you join Toastmasters? And I started telling him all the advantages associated with Toastmasters. He listened to me quietly, and then he saw me eyeball to eyeball. He saw me onto my face and asked me, Uncle, have you been to a Toastmasters meeting? I was tongue-tied. But I had to tell him the truth. No, I haven't been to a Toastmasters meeting. But since he was quite junior to me, he couldn't challenge me that, how come you've not been to a Toastmasters meeting and you're telling me to join a Toastmasters as such? We all had this silence for 1 minute, 2 minutes silence. And I now use style to look outside the window, like as if I was not trying to catch his eye contact. Then he said, Uncle, do you know that the Toastmasters Lighthouse meets on first and third Saturdays from 11 a.m., from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at, he gave me the address and all the details. I looked at him. How did you know? He said, Uncle, very simple, Google. I just Googled it now. That was a Thursday. That Saturday, I was at the Toastmasters meeting, the Lighthouse Toastmasters meeting. I went with my checklist that when I'm going to a Toastmasters meeting now, I need to have a checklist that these all things should be okay before I join that club as a member. By the end of the meeting, I had ticked all the boxes which I went with. I wanted a warm group of people. I wanted experienced people. I wanted a variety of speakers to be available there. I wanted the location to be convenient to me. I wanted the timing to be convenient to me. I wanted the meeting venue to be conducive. All the checkpoints I had tick marked all of them. And here I am, finding myself so happy that I joined Toastmasters. Yes, I joined Toastmasters only 3 years back. That is why wherever I get opportunity, I let people know that such platform exists. The challenge is people don't know about Toastmasters. And some people like who have known it before from Brian Tracy's book, John Maxwell's book, they have not tried it. Maybe sometime thinking, oh, do you think it will be as good as it is in US? Do you think it will be as good as in some other developed countries? Believe me, it is. It works. Why? Because it works on a system. It has a structure. It has a methodology. And the best methodology I like in the Toastmasters is once you become a member, you're assigned a mentor, a seasoned Toastmaster as your mentor who holds your hands, who guides you through the Toastmaster journey and tells you, wow, this is how to go about it. As part of my profession, I also work as a facilitator for entrepreneurs. One point I always tell entrepreneurs, but which is also good for the career people, life is all about communication. Every minute, every second, we are communicating. Even when we are silent, we are communicating. We are sending out SMS is communication. We are responding to a post is communication. We are sending out our business proposal is a communication. We are doing an email is a communication. We are speaking to somebody is a communication. We are reacting by body language is also communication. Life is all about communication. I have met so many entrepreneurs who have it in their head, who have the idea, the concept in their head, but they're not able to speak out. They're not able to convey what they want to do. Same thing with the career people. They're smart, they're intelligent. Maybe I should take the example of TM Salif. He had everything on his head, but he couldn't speak at the right time for his career growth. So my personal statement is, one cannot learn enough of communication. And which are the better place than Toastmasters, where you learn in a friendly environment, where you don't have a classroom session, you're like just like learning to swim, and then you're not sitting on the steps and somebody guiding you, do your hand like this. No, you put your leg inside the water, then the person is going to guide you and teach you. Same way at Toastmasters. Come to the stage, do your speech. We will evaluate you. Come and do second speech. Improve yourself. We will evaluate that one, and it goes on. That's why I'm calling it as a journey. I have seen a lot of people grow in the Toastmasters journey in my 3 years with Toastmasters. Let me see if I can, among the members here, among those present here, if I can see somebody who can give us a quick testimony that how Toastmasters has impacted in their lives. Let me see. Toastmasters is a big family. I have a lot of people in my family here. Okay, I think my sister is in the house. Once I round off now, I'm going to round off now. I'm going to hand over the mic to my sister, TM Suzanne. Sorry, my sister, to put you on the spot, but I was scrolling the names. Your name came up front there. I want you to come on stage, talk to us, tell us how this Toastmasters has helped you in your life. I know there are several other people who have a lot of testimony, but as I've just picked you up now because of time. At least one person should give a testimony that how it has impacted their lives. And those entrepreneurs in the house, take note that communication is key. Those guys who want to are career oriented for growth, communication is key. Even for your growth in your personal life, you need communication to speak to your wife, to your parents, to your cousins, to your friends. Communication is everywhere. You cannot run away from communication. So for growth, communication is necessary. And for to improve your communication, I personally feel there's no other platform like Toastmasters. I think the Toastmasters platform is second to none. It has helped me personally. It's because of Toastmasters platform. The Tony Elumelu Foundation selected me last year to come and speak to them, to the audience at Abuja. Because of Toastmasters, I was able to speak at a conference in Lagos where we had 4,000 people in attendance. If you asked me years back, will you think you can do this? No, I will immediately say no. 4,000 people, no. I will just say I'm traveling. I'll just give you one excuse that I should not be on that stage. But thanks to the Toastmasters confidence, I was able to do those events. So now, let me hand over the mic to my sister. You will see my sister now. Her name is TM Suzanne, Toastmaster Suzanne. Please, TM Suzanne, please come on stage and share your experience with us.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
TM Pradeep. Oh my God. So let me just say that Toastmasters has changed my life. Before I joined Toastmasters, there is no way that you would have seen me speaking without looking at something. And when I joined Toastmasters, I was so down, timid, because of my stammer. But let me just tell you that Toastmasters has been so supportive. When I remember my first speech, when I was speaking at 3 words per minute, when I had finished that speech, I felt so ashamed. But can you just believe that Toastmasters gave me a standing ovation and a thunderous applause, because they were amazed by my courage. So that kept me going, and that kept me coming back. Now, Toastmasters has not just helped me with my speech. Toastmasters has taught me to always say yes to bigger dreams, yes to growth, yes to opportunities. And since I joined Toastmasters, do you know that with my trembling speech, I have spoken on TV severally. And because of Toastmasters, I learned how to create posters, how to create flyers, how to use MailChimp, because I have served as secretary and I've served as VP PR. So there is so much to gain. And now with what I have learned, I now use that for my business. So when running social media, I create flyers, I know how to market, I know how to network without fear, without shame. So what are you waiting for? Just know that once you join Toastmasters, there is no going back. You keep on growing and growing. And then lastly, many Toastmasters are my customers. They also help me grow my business, particularly TM Pradeep and TM Larry. So guests, go ahead, register, join. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much for that inspiring words of growth. I haven't told this to anybody yet, but I want to share it now. I joined Toastmasters because of 2M Suzanne. The day I came for the meeting, she spoke. And then I told myself, if she can be a Toastmaster. I can also be a Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Team Ifeanyi, over to you.
Wow, Toastmaster Pradeep and Toastmaster Susan, fantastic. I also have to admit that watching Toastmaster Susan's growth over the past few years has been amazing, and it has made me appreciate Toastmasters so much more. Toastmaster Susan, well done. You are definitely an inspiration to us all. The way you have grown, the way you are so courageous. Well done. And thank you also, Toastmaster Pradeep. Now, moving on, and so today we're not going to have any break because we just want to just continue and quickly just dive into the remaining part of the meeting. Our next speaker, we're going to have the prepared speech now. So this is not now based on Toastmasters experience. This is based on the Toastmasters manual. And so in Toastmasters, we actually have different manuals. When you become a member, you discover the different manuals that we have, especially in the Pathways program, and you're able to see all the different beautiful array, amazing array of offers that we have on Toastmasters. And now, bringing up Toastmaster Ayosiji Bemi. Bemi, are you there? I want to make sure you are there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and your video is on. Okay. So, but before I introduce Toastmaster Bemi, I'm going to introduce his evaluator first. Toastmaster Bemi is going to be given the level 1 project 3 from the Dynamic Leadership Manual. The title of his speech is The First Step Towards Financial Freedom. And he's going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Lanre Lawal. Toastmaster Lanre Lawal is an information technologist and fashion designer. He loves dancing salsa. This is something I always, I'm sure he's tired of me. I always say to Toastmaster Lanre, I'm going to come and go. He always keeps inviting me. And I keep saying I'll come. I love dancing salsa too. I just haven't done it in a while. But he loves dancing salsa. He loves watching football. He loves singing and he loves reading. I'm sure you know, I'm sure practically every Toastmaster loves reading. It's a major thing because readers are leaders. And when you love Toastmasters, you also love reading. Toastmaster Lanre Lawal is also the Sergeant at Arms at the Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, and he's the current Area 18, my club growth director, actually, Area 18 club growth director. Toastmaster Lanre, please, can you read the objectives of Toastmaster Bemi's speech? Toastmaster Lanre, are you there? Okay.
Can anyone find him?
Yeah, because I don't have the
I don't see him. Does anyone have the speech objectives?
So usually the evaluator reads the objectives of the speech so that we can all know what Toastmaster Bemi's speech is going to be based on. So basically every speech has objectives. And so we actually wanted Toastmaster Lanre to give it. Toastmaster Chineze?
Yes, please.
Okay, so even if Toastmaster Lanre is unavailable, please can you evaluate Toastmaster Bemi? So maybe we'll quickly sort out the objectives part while Toastmaster Bemi is speaking. But Toastmaster Bemi, can you evaluate Toastmaster Bemi? So Toastmaster Chineze, please evaluate Toastmaster Bemi. Okay, so Toastmaster Bemi joined Toastmasters in 2020, fantastic, and he's already on project 3 in his level 1. Well done. When you join Toastmasters, to be able to grow quickly, you need to hit the ground running and start speaking, start playing roles immediately. Don't slack at all. Like Bemi is not slacking at all. Okay, so Toastmaster Bemi is an audit consultant who loves reading and listening to music, especially Asha's songs. And I also love her songs too. Toastmaster Bemi, over to you. All the best in your speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters of the day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever thought of becoming so financially secure that I don't think about payday? Well, we all do at some point in our life. I once had a discussion with Mr. Kunle, a chief financial officer of an investment bank. Mr. Kule started his career so early in life that in the space of 15 years, he has risen to the position of CFO. That's amazing, right? Mr. Kule shared some of the secrets of the achievement with me, and I was amazed with what he shared with me. While we were discussing, he asked an important question that threw me off balance. He said, and I quote, "Baby, do you look forward to payday?" I was quick to respond, and I said to him, "Of course, after working so hard in a month, I should be rewarded for my hard work." He smiled and shook his head in disagreement. He said, "Well, as a young professional looking forward to grow in this sector, you need to start growing your finances in a way that will not depend solely on your income." He then went ahead to quote Robert Kiyosaki, which says, "It's not how much money you make, but how much you can keep, how hard the money works for you, and how many generations you can keep it for." Today, I'll be sharing some useful tips of getting started towards becoming financially secure, which is budgeting. To start with, what is a budget? Budgeting, simply put, is a written plan on how you will love to spend your income. Budgeting consistently can make an individual grow his or her finances and become financially secure. We need to strike a balance between enjoying our lives and investing for the future. You only live once, right? How many of us have heard of the 50-20 budget rule? So there's a feature on Zoom app that you can click on to check to raise your hand to raise your hand. I would love to check if everybody have heard of 50-20 budget rule. I didn't say a lot of hands. I didn't say a lot. Allow me to share the 50-20 budget rule from the book titled All Your Words by Elizabeth Warren, which says, the basic rule from this book is to divide up our after-tax income into 50% on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings. To start with, what do you understand by the word needs? Needs are basically those things that we need for survival. Needs are those things that we need to keep our life going. Things in the needs bucket include clothing, housing, shelter, and food. Half of our income is all we need to cater for our needs. However, if we find out that we are spending more than half of our income on needs, then we need to downsize our lifestyle. For example, instead of that 2-bedroom flat in Lekki, why not rent an apartment in Bagada? Or instead of riding on Uber to work every day, why not go for BRT? Or instead of that G-Wagon, why not go for Toyota Corolla? Secondly, what do you understand by the word wants? Wants are the little extras we spend money on that makes life more enjoyable and entertaining. It is the upgrade decision that we make. Instead of going to a boutique, we decided to go to a bend down select. Items in the wants bucket include movie out, dining out, following the latest fashion trend, getting the latest electronic gadgets, and so on. 30% of our income is all we need to cater for our wants. However, if we are spending more than 30% of our income on wants, we'll be seen as spending beyond our means. Nobody wants to be seen that way. Finally, which is the most important part of my speech, we should try and allocate 20% of our income on savings. We should have at least 3 months emergency fund for unforeseen events. Like we currently have in the world globally, with the pandemic, many people have lost their job, but they don't have anything to fall back to. Many people have run into financial crisis because they don't have a proper saving. You see, the importance of savings and budgeting cannot be overemphasized. as it's like the first step towards becoming financially secure. Like I said, this is the first step towards being financially secure. There are other goals along the line you can begin to achieve, like investing in the future and investing in bonds, investing in real estate, investing in stock, and the likes. There are few applications on Google Play Store to start with, or App Store, if you need to start budgeting, if you don't have one already. We have an expense manager on Google Play Store, and we have Meet on App Store. You can download it. You can as well adopt my method, which I call Dennis method. What I do is every month I have like an Excel sheet that I allocate an account for every couple I earn. Allow me to end my speech by quoting Dave Ramsey, which says, "You need to gain control of your income, or the lack of it will forever control you." The Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gbemi. Yes, we definitely all need this lesson. This COVID-19 phase has taught all of us, I'm sure that's taught all of us, it has taught me definitely that financial freedom, having savings is critical because you never know what can happen. This coronavirus caught all of us by surprise, and learning how to save is so important. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Gbemi, for that insightful speech. And now, as like I explained earlier on, as a Toastmaster and the general evaluator, first, we actually have where we vote for speakers, but today we had only one prepared speech. And so we're not going to be voting. Our automatic winner is Toastmaster Gbemi. Let us all clap for him as winner of the day. We don't have any other prepared speech. Toastmaster Gbemi is automatically the winner. Well done, Toastmaster Gbemi. Now, we're going to move on to, yeah, it's very educative, Toastmaster Chinyere, thank you. All the guests, please, can you fill in your details in the form that Toastmaster wrote to me, the link that he put in the chat. Please, can you check the chat for the link that he puts in? All the guests, please fill in your details. Would actually love to know more about you. You know, like when you go to church, you say first timers. So today you're a first timer. So please fill all your details into the form. Would love to know more about you and would love to contact you and of course encourage you. Okay, so now moving on to the evaluation segment. We're now going to have all my team members which are introduced at the beginning of the meeting, the timekeeper, the accountant, the listening evaluator, and the grammarian to give their reports. We're going to start with the timekeeper and the accountant to come back again to actually give us his report this time. Toastmaster Rotimi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Toastmaster Rotimi, please give us your reports.
Okay, good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
For my timekeeper's report, all the speakers spoke within time, except for the table topic speaker. And I think we've already permitted them, we already encouraged them to try as much as possible to always speak within time. Now for my R-counter report, guest Elizabeth Alabi used the pause filler M once, Fola Shade used it twice, Mazi Ebube used it 6 times, Joshua Aladele used it 3 times, TM Ikena used it 6 times, TM Pradeep used it once, TM Bemi used it 3 times. So we have a tie between TM Mazi and TM Ikena. They use it 6 times each. So what do we tell them?
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
So just try as much as possible when you are talking. Instead of saying, just pause and then continue. There is power in using pauses. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
He actually, thank you, Toastmaster Rotimi. He actually had that Madam Toastmaster, because not naturally what we would say is, or before we would actually say is Madam Journal Evaluator. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Rotimi, for your report. I can see that the guests, Toastmaster Salif, you've invited people, oh. Christian, David, Kachi, Uche, nice. Keep them coming, guys, keep them coming. All the guests, but please also fill the forms. Thank you for your information. Please also fill the forms. Thank you very much, all our guests, all our darling guests. Now moving on to Toastmaster Adedoyin to give her report, the listening evaluator and grammarian for today. Toastmaster Adedoyin, are you there?
Yes, sorry, I had to plug my phone, trying to turn on my video. Okay. So with regards to the use of the word of the day, the table topic speakers didn't use it. TM Pradeep used it a number of times, and our Toastmaster of the day also used it in her speech, and TM Susan as well, she used it once. Then with regards to grammar, one of our speakers said severally, and it's a mistake that we usually make, and there's a difference between severally and several times. Severally means separately rather than as a member of a group. So you use severally when you want to say joint or several liability, while several times means more than one. And the second one came in. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
We can. Yes,
Okay,
we can
sorry,
hear
call
you.
came.
We can hear you. Yeah.
All right. The second one is, one of the speakers said, I have like, that's colloquial language. So just be mindful of that as well. And do I ask my questions now or later?
Yes, you can ask them now.
Okay. TM Pradeep mentioned a checklist that he used for the first Toastmasters meeting that he attended. Can we mention at least 2 things that were on that checklist?
I think it was friendliness.
Okay.
Everyone unmute your mics.
Warm environment
And
a group of speakers. Variety of speakers, yes.
Okay. Okay, good. We were paying attention. Yes, I've seen somebody's comments as well. Okay. And the last question, or the second question, would be, when T.M. Salif was speaking, he was mentioning a few things that he did to build his public speaking skills. Can we mention one of them?
Join Toastmasters.
Before he joins us.
Reading books, attending conferences.
Yes. Okay. So that's it from me.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Doing. A round of applause for her.
Please, I like being called Adedoyin.
Oh, sorry, Toastmaster Adedoyin. Okay, no problem. Toastmaster Adedoyin, a round of applause for her. Yes, we can also see Mazi Ebubedike was invited by TM Lanre. Welcome, Mazi. And now we would like to quickly move on to the evaluation of Toastmaster Gbemi. Toastmaster Chineze evaluated Toastmaster Gbemi. Toastmaster Chineze, are you there? Can you give us your evaluation?
Yes, I'm here. Okay. Well done, Toastmaster Gbemi, on giving dynamic leadership speech, project 1, level 3, or level, which way is it? Okay, well,
level 1, project
level 1, project 3, I twisted it. Okay, well done. Please, we can give him another round of applause if our Toastmaster of the day allows us to. Right, thank you. Okay, I'll first give a general evaluation, but no, let me read, because we couldn't read his speech objective initially. So the project addresses, the purpose of the project is to learn or review basic research method, okay? And present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. And
sorry, That's not a project. It's a repeat speech.
You really?
Is a repeat speech?
Because project 3 level 1 is research and presentation.
It's project 2 actually.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Evaluation and feedback.
Evaluation and feedback. Okay. Shush. That means someone should have given me notes of his first speech.
Well, I guess Larry is online now. I don't know if he was able to listen to the speech.
Was he let me give you a general evaluation. Did Larry, were you able to evaluate him? Okay, so Gbemi,
I was the one that evaluated his last speech.
Huh?
I was the one that evaluated his last speech.
Okay, but let's I think
Chineze can just give a general evaluation.
I'll just give a general evaluation, okay? So first, Tiangbemi was dressed for the part. He had a good background. I think he has gotten a grips of this online presentation because he was able to stand up to give a speech. So that was very, very impressive. He posed a question in his opening. And when you do that, you get people's attention. So people are, okay, this question, okay, let's even listen. Even if you don't know what the question is, you're interested to know what the answer is from the speaker. Then he told us a story about Mr. Kunle. Stories are very, very good. You catch people's attention with your stories, okay? Then Tiangbemi taught us a lot in this short space of 5 to 7 minutes. He told us about budgeting and he taught us about the 50-20 budget rules, right? Then he tried to be interactive. He started by asking us if we knew about the 50-20 budget rule. I think we weren't fast enough to raise up our hands to show if we knew about it or not, okay? He had good stage presence and he had a smile. I know that I could see his smile. So that smile was very good. It endeared your audience to you. What would I like to see you do better? First is your gestures. I know it is right to use the stage and then to use your hands when you're speaking. But sometimes when you overdo it, it becomes a distraction. So people are following your hands and your body movement, and then they might lose the essence of your speech. So watch your gestures. It's good to have gestures, it's good to use the stage, but do it purposefully. Then there are a few other things. When you make a statement of fact, like many people have lost their jobs, okay? I think it's important for you to say maybe according to a report by Bemi and Associates or something, maybe just something to show, to add more validity to that fact that you've thrown. It's a known fact. I think it's a given that a lot of people have lost their jobs, but that will further make it more believable, okay? And then there's another one where you say people have lost money during the pandemic. All in all, it was a good speech. I want to encourage the guests. Bemi just joined Toastmasters a few months ago. We watched his first speech. We listened to his first speech and we see where he is now. It's just a testimony. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. And evaluation, as far as Toastmasters is concerned, is one of the most critical aspects of the Toastmasters gathering, because you come here and give your speech and then you get evaluated. Well done, Bemi. I look forward to your next, I think you'll be moving to another level. I look forward to your movement. Oh, you're going to now give the speech, yeah, so you're going to give the research and presentation. Well done, and I look forward to your project 3. Over to you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chineze. A round of applause for Toastmaster Chineze. Okay, yes, in Toastmasters, we love to clap. It's actually a major way in which we encourage all our speakers, role players, and everyone. When you clap for people, they are encouraged. And even no matter what anybody says, just clap, and definitely everybody will be encouraged. Toastmaster Gbemi, yes, I can definitely also attest to that I have seen Toastmaster Gbemi grow. Tremendous growth, actually. I can remember his last speech, and after that, we talked, and today I'm so impressed. Thank you. Well done, Toastmaster Gbemi. Okay, so now, now we only had one segment where we actually voted, because we had one prepared speech, that was Toastmaster Gbemi, and then because we had one prepared speech, we had one evaluator, that was Toastmaster Chineze. Normally we would vote for best speaker, best table topic speaker, and best evaluator. But today we only voted for the table topic speaker, since we had only one speaker in the prepared speeches segment and only one evaluator in the evaluation segment. Now, drum roll, please, for our best table topic speaker. You can't do drum roll. Let's do drum roll. Today, on the 6th of June, 2020, is Elizabeth Alabi. Woo! I mean, let's all clap. Come on, guys.
Wow.
Elizabeth Alabi there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Today's your first time, right?
No, today's not my first time, yeah.
Okay, but are you still a guest?
No, I'm joining to Toastmasters.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, welcome on board. We love to have you. Yes, welcome on board. So Elizabeth Alabi, congratulations on winning the best table topic speaker for today. Fantastic. If we were in a physical meeting, we would shake your hand, we would give you a ribbon, but now just take a whoo!
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, thank you so much. And yes, congratulations, Elizabeth. And also, a big welcome to Juin Benson, who was invited by Toastmaster Rotimi, and a big welcome to Ohio. Ohio, I'm Isham, I'm supposed to pronounce the name well. Ohio, invited by Toastmaster Salif. Fantastic. Toastmaster Salif is like you're winning today. Ohio, okay. It's like you're winning today of people that you've invited. Anyway, but please, all the guests, please make sure you fill the form. And I have come to the end of my own segments as the Toastmaster and General Evaluator. Of course, I had fun and it was really fantastic meeting. Thank you, everyone, for your amazing, even if it was a virtual meeting, I really felt like I had everyone here. Congratulations again to Elizabeth. And there's this very interesting quote by the late Mark Twain, an American writer and entrepreneur. And it's a quote that always makes me laugh. He said, there are two types of speakers in the world, the nervous and the liars. The nervous and the liars. That means that every person that you see that comes out here to speak is actually nervous. We just have ways that we just cope. We have different tricks that we use to cope with our nervousness. And truth of the matter is that the more you do it, the better you become at, managing yourself on stage and coping and just making sure that you don't look nervous at all. And I can also remember when I first joined, what Toastmaster Chineze was saying about walking up and down, gestures. I love to always, use my hands, and I also walk up and down the whole place. And every time when I first started speaking, they would always correct me on that. And even also I speak fast. But in Toastmasters, I have learned over time how to slow down a bit and also to stop pacing so much. And so in Toastmasters, I have also experienced tremendous growth, like I said at the beginning. And now I'd like to hand over to the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, Otumba himself, Toastmaster Pradeep Pahawani. Thank you for having me, and I had fun. Bye.
Thank you. I would like all of us to unmute our mic and give a round of applause for the role players. Team Ifani, the Toastmaster of the day, Madejoke, favorite topic master, the grammarian of the day, PM Adedoyin, timekeeper, PM Rotimi, all of them. They did a fantastic job.
Well done.
Well done, guys.
Well done. Let me take you guys back to the day I attended the first meeting at the Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. I remember very clearly that as soon as the meeting finished, I joined Toastmasters. Why? One, among the speakers, there was TM Suzanne, who gave her testimony that she stammers, but the way she spoke that day, I almost cried. That day, also, TM Samson Falade spoke. When he was speaking, it was just like as if it's a poetry. It was prose, it was a speech, but it was flowing like a poetry. He was using all types of English, he was using all types of flowery languages and so on and so forth. I was just looking at him. And then, last but not the least, TM Matthew Omoaike also spoke. I think that day, he was trying, among for his speech, was something about selling something. Literally that day, I put my hand in the pocket as if I want to buy that stuff. So I told myself, no, I want to learn how to speak like them. Like, which day will I be able to speak like TM Samson Falade in a flowing, poetical language? Which day I will speak like TM Matthew, where after I finish speaking, people will put hand in their pocket and buy my market. Which day will I be able to speak like TM Suzanne, where people will be touched with the emotions and people's eyes will be wet, or some of them will even try to hold their tears. So I said, no, I'm going to join this club because there's so much of variety of speakers here. There's so much of things to learn. The fact that all of us are here is giving testimony that all of us like self-development in this group. Like all of us here have a common thing, that we like self-development. All of us present today, I can confidently and tell you with the challenge that all of us are here to hone our communication skills. If we are here for self-development, if we are here to hone our communication skills, which we are, I'm very, very confident about that. I have not come across, I'm yet to come across a better platform than Toastmasters. So if anybody has information about any other platform which grooms you, which prepares you for the real world in the real manner, please do tell me. I know we have a lot of guests in the house, and today's meeting is dedicated to them. So I'll open the floor for questions from guests or even from new members who want to know more about Toastmasters or how to go about the Toastmasters journey, or if they have any challenges or if they have any concerns. Please, I'm opening the floor for questions. Please unmute your mic, on your cameras if you like. And if you've not done your hair, put on a bandana on your head or put a cap like TM Landry Laval, and on your video, or you off your video, on your mic, and go on with your question. So I'll take a pause here and I'll try to answer the questions from the guests and the new members, please. By the time you prepare for the questions, TM Rotimi has posted a link on the chat. On the chat, there's a link, a Google form link. I will request all the members, all the guests to fill up that Google form. And I'm ready to take questions. So please, anybody with any questions regarding Toastmasters, please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. This is Comfort.
Okay.
This is my first time here today, and I'd like to ask if there is any subscription fee to be paid if one joins.
Yes, Comfort, you're welcome. The subscription for a member is 54,000 Naira per annum, which can be paid in 2 installments of 27,000 and 27,000. And there's one-time registration fee of 8,000 Naira.
Okay, thank you for that.
Once you pay your subscription, there's an amount of that subscription which goes to Toastmasters International. We remit that money to Toastmasters International in dollars. You get, after doing that, you get access to the online portal of Toastmasters International, and then onwards you'll be called as Toastmaster Comfort. So you'll have the access to all the resources on the Toastmasters platform, and then the club will assign you a physical mentor who is going to guide you throughout your journey.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Comfort. May I know who invited you?
I was invited by Toastmaster Precious.
Okay, that's
good. Do you know her?
No, but I've heard that name before, but I don't think I know the person personally.
Okay.
All right. Any more questions, please?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Mr. Pradip, thank you for this Falashade. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay.
From OCN, yes. Thank you so much for inviting me. So I just want to know what, if there are certain criteria that needs to be met before one can be a member, aside the subscription fee.
You have, aside the subscription, you have met the criteria that you're interested in self-development. You have met the criteria that you want to hone your communication skills. It's good to go. That's all. That's all.
Okay.
Then I have one more question, please. This is still Comfort.
Go ahead.
Okay. So besides learning or just building one's communication skills, are there other skills that Toastmasters will help me build?
Sure. Apart from the public speaking and communication skills, the other thing you can tend to gain from Toastmasters is leadership skills. Each club has an executive committee. In that executive committee, when you play a role, whether you're playing a role of a secretary or a treasurer or vice president membership, vice president education, and so on, you are developing your leadership skills. So yes, leadership skills is an essential part of Toastmasters. And also, as my sister TM Suzanne mentioned, that we are actually a small, big family. In the sense, once you're a Toastmaster, those who know about Toastmasters, they know about Toastmasters. Those who know, they know. So you're part of the big family, and we tend to have this comfort of trying to do business or do things among us. Like TM Suzanne said, some people patronize her, and then some of the other members also will also testify that they have been doing some businesses together. They have been instrumental in each other's growth. Yes, that's what happens as being part of a big Toastmaster family. And when the physical meeting hold, as a Toastmaster, you are actually a member of Toastmasters International first, and then the Toastmaster of Lighthouse or Lighthouse Prestige as a club. You are allowed to go and participate in any Toastmaster club worldwide. If you go to the Toastmasters website, you will see Find a Club. When you click on that Find a Club, it will ask you which area. Once you click on that area, it's going to give you a list of clubs in that area with their club name, with the day and time they meet, the name of the club, name of the contact person, every detail is there. So it's a very big family, which is worldwide, which is international in nature.
Thank you.
I hope that answers your question.
Totally, it does. Thank you.
Okay. By the time somebody is preparing for a question, I'm seeing Lepasius Bose after a long time. Lepasius Bose, are you there? I think I can see you.
I'm here. I've been here since.
I know. My attention was drawn to.
I've been looking at her since on her screen rather.
I know. That's why I called your name. I see something on your background. You have You have 60 seconds. You have 1 minute to tell us what is on your background.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah, when
it's an IG Live program that I'm having weekly every Sunday, where I'm talking to women about their bodies, about how to cope with overweight children, obesity in women, and how you can control your diet, do exercises, and you're still not losing weight, how your thyroids and your hormones and your physical body composition can work against your body, and a lot of medical underlying issues that a lot of women do not know. They have absolutely no clue about, and they just think that weight loss is about dieting and exercising, and they get frustrated when they don't get results. So this is the platform where I want to answer all those questions, and I want to tell them about hypothyroidism, PCOS, body composition, the wrong things that we are eating now, why you should not eat the processed things that you're eating now, and why technology is not
Okay. Calm down. If you talk everything now, what are you going to talk in the
You said I should say everything in 1 minute. So I was
1 minute.
I
So she was trying to say everything in 1
just gave the
minute.
mic for 60 seconds now. Haba. I didn't say so to say everything. I said you have only 1 minute. That doesn't mean you will just try to fast track it now. Haba.
What time is this program?
It's not fair. You're doing it only for women. Only for women. What about?
It also
I think men can join.
It also includes men, because there's a lot of information that that men do not have about their body composition as well.
Now, Lepashas Bose, say you're a Toastmaster, right?
Yes, sir.
Have I seen you do any speeches?
Not yet, because as soon as I joined the Toastmasters was when the lockdown started.
So are you on lockdown as you're talking this one now? Is it on you're using the online platform? I remember you did the table topics when we did the Pidgin English meeting. Now you're using excuse to run. Excuse no go work. Oh.
You no go work at all.
No go work. I give you 2 weeks to do your speech. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
All right.
With the power vested on him. Oh.
Yes. Please, guests, over to you for questions. Please don't mind me and Lepashas Bose. We are colleagues. Lepashas Bose, you can off your mic.
Okay.
And video. Yeah. Guests, please. Any questions?
Yes, all right, Mr. Pradeep, thank you very much. I'm Ifeanyi Chukura, also from OCN.
Okay.
Thank you for the invite and for having me here. I would want to know the frequency. How often does the meeting hold every month? Talking about Toastmasters.
Okay. Thank you for that question. In the era of lockdown, what we do is we join 2 clubs together. That's the Toastmasters Lighthouse and Toastmasters Lighthouse Prestige, and have 1 meeting every week. In the era of physical meeting, we used to do meeting twice a month, alternate Saturdays. That's the first Saturday and the third Saturday of the month. So to answer your question is every week during lockdown now, and then twice a month during physical meetings.
All right, it's clear, sir. Thank you very much.
And take note, once you are a member, you can join any Toastmasters club. Like there are so many happening. Let's say you don't have time on Saturdays, then you have time. You attend some other clubs meetings, and as many clubs details you want, we can always give you that. Oh, this club meets on Tuesday. This one meets on Monday. This one meets in the afternoon time. This one meets in the morning time. Every club has their own timing and days they meet.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right. Any more guests have any questions? Because we have overshot the time by 4 minutes. Usually at Toastmasters, we try to stick to time, but today because of guests, we are just being little liberal. Otherwise, we are very punctual. We stick to the time. So if there's no more questions, I'll close the meeting, but I'll just wait for 1 more minute for if any guest has any questions to ask. Okay, with that pause of 23 seconds means is there any questions? Okay,
Hello.
no. Yes, please.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Victoria Ikpe Awujo.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a guest here. This is my
Okay.
first time of joining.
All right.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I missed when you spoke about the subscription and fees for membership. Because when you were explaining, my Zoom went off and I had to join again. So
That's
I didn't
okay.
get everything you said, please. Thank you.
Okay. That's okay. On the membership, I mentioned that to become a member, the yearly subscription is 54,000 naira. So the option is either you pay once 54,000 naira for the full year, or you pay in 2 installments of 27,000 and 27,000. That's 6 months. That's bi-yearly. And there's one-time registration fee of 8,000 naira. So 54,000 naira per annum, 27,000 naira every 6 months, and 8,000 naira for one-time registration. Now, that comes to less than 5,000 naira a month. And I will not quote the places I go and teach public speaking. I know how much they charge. And I know how much of theory is involved and how much of practical is involved there. I won't call the names of the places, but this platform, I don't think you can get anything better than this. Guest Victoria, have I answered your question? Guest Victoria, have I answered your question? Your mic is off. Your mic is on mute. Your mic is on mute, Victoria.
Okay, yes, yes, you have. You've answered everything.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So, okay, I'll wait for 10 more seconds. With 10 more seconds of silence, then I'll close the meeting because it's already 1:07. And it's not in our character to extend the meeting more than 1 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. So with this, today's meeting comes to an end. I thank each and everybody who participated, and also the people at the back end, the tech team at the back end who was trying to sort out 1 or 2 things. I think TM Lander Lawal had to go to the back end and do something. Thank you, TM Lander Lawal, TM Rutimi, TM Jayola, everybody. Fantastic work. Guests, you're welcome. Please drop your numbers in the chat box and also fill in the Google forms. If you're either of two, either fill the Google form or you drop your numbers so that we can contact you if you want us to contact you. And then have a fantastic day ahead. Have a fantastic weekend ahead.
Picture, please. Cameras.
Yes, sorry. All of us, please, on your video and post for the camera because the cameraman wants to do his job. He wants to collect his money. So let the cameraman collect his money. Let's post for the camera. Yeah. Cameraman, please tell us when to smile, because I can't smile for too long.
Smile, just continue.
I can't smile for too long. Yes.
There are 2 pages, so.
Oh.
Page 1 taken, then. Hold on. Done. Thank you.
Okay. The cameraman has done his job. So the meeting is officially closed. Those who want to hang around and network or chit chat or gossip or amebo is allowed. But officially, the meeting is closed. So anything I talk after this now is no more Toastmasters. Toastmasters is closed. Let me close it. Bam, it's closed. So those who want to hang around, please, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Let's go.
Bye.
Okay. Hi, Freda.
Hi,
Ishiji. Tim, I can hear you. Okay, okay, Tim.
Bye.
My sister Susan, sorry to put you on the spot, though.
Hi, Freda or Frida.
Thanks for coming.